One. Cool, 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 cool. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dirty Kev, and we are Just 3Jobbers today, baby. Yes, that's right. I am here with Mustafa Abdallah, the king of Dalla, and I am also with the mean bruiser machine, Max Walk. Boys, how's it going today? We just had one hell of a night.
Yeah, I'm good, Kevin. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. What about you, Max? How you
I'm
feeling?
fantastic. I have one word before we get going, and that word is believe.
Believe. Cool. I love it. I love it, man. Yeah, we're here today. We're actually gonna be not doing anything with NXT this week, unfortunately, just because we all last night came together. We had a couple Zoom meetings, and we actually watched AEW Fighter Fest live.
No, it was Fight for the Fallen.
Fight for the Fallen. Yeah, too many fighting. But no, it was honestly, a great show. I mean, what'd you guys think of it? Just to give a preface, I guess, going into this.
I think it was perfect show minus the ending of the
Don't spoil it. Yeah.
I just think, other than that, I think it was a flawless show. What do you think, Max?
Yeah, I thought of up and down, it really was good. A lot of probably 4 out of 5 really good to great matches. And then, the other one was probably meant to be more of a squash. So, it's really, forgivable, obviously. And, there's just a lot going on. And I mean, my boys, FTR, the number one draw, he was there, getting a huge win, going 3-0 in the 10. Obviously huge. First time facing against Lucha Brothers. Yeah, just a lot going on, and it was a good show, I think. I don't know. It's kind of weird to compare this with the nights of Fighter Fest, just because finally got that big championship match, and it almost seemed like it didn't quite live up to what it could have been. But I don't know. We'll get into that when we talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then what we were talking about, and I don't know if you guys might have to dive back into the ledger or the archives, sorry, to maybe it was like June when we spoke about this, but we spoke about how, to us, a show that needs to be a 5-star show. I mean, this show had the makings to potentially be a 5-star show. You had you had the world title, you had the TNT title. So you had 2 big titles, on the line. You had, Kenny Omega, the top star. You had Cody Rhodes. You had the Young Bucks. You had FTR versus, you had one hell of a tag team match. So it had all the makings to
Jurassic Express.
Jurassic Express showed up, and they had I'd say the match of the night. I mean, it had the makings to do it for us. And we'll discuss. Maybe it was for you guys. Maybe it's a little different than our takes. But like we said, it was just one hell of a night. And I think we're really happy to have it free on live TV. So let's go into what was that first match? It was the TNT title with Cody Rhodes. I mean,
the match Kevin missed, so he's not gonna have any thoughts on it.
Sonny Kiss versus Cody Rhodes for the TNT title.
Yeah, Moose. We watched this intently, and really.
Oh yeah, I missed it, so match. I can't comment on it. I was making spaghetti.
That is true.
Spaghetti.
Moose and I watched it. I was really happy since Sonny Kiss got this opportunity to show what he can do in a big one-on-one match. We know he's athletic, and he definitely proved that. And it was, I think, a really solid match. Maybe not one of the best of Cody's defenses so far, but definitely another solid entry in his defense series. Sonny Kiss had a great opening introduction with the cheerleaders out there. That was entertaining. So I thought it was a good presentation overall, and it really showed how legit Sonny Kiss can look when he's given that opportunity. Almost, it's very similar to how it looked when Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss had their tag team match a few weeks ago. So, I had really no big complaints with this, except, it just was a not amazing match, but really entertaining overall.
Yeah, I agree with you, Max. I thought it showed Sonny Kiss can perform, and I just want to say, I really love this TNT title defenses every week and stuff. It just shows that Cody is, that the top star in AEW, whether you like it or not, besides Jon Moxley. And it just shows how willing he is to give these newcomers a chance, like Sonny Kiss, and all these people. And I think he's just going to keep giving these newcomers chance after chance till, finally one of them might beat him, So we'll see.
Yeah, and you can tell also he's definitely – it seems like every week there's like little signs. I mean, there's Tully Blanchard watching from the stage.
Yeah, Arn Anderson.
So there's
Like,
obviously Arn. Arn's trying to calm him down because Cody was getting pissed off at first as
Yeah.
if he could have a little bit of a heel tendencies coming forward maybe. So a lot of potentials there. Obviously a lot of rumors, at least in the internet communities, that they could be looking to do a 4 horsemen of 2020.
Mhm.
So interesting to see what they could do in the future. Kevin is in San Francisco now, so
now he's in the jungle.
Sorry,
Kevin,
I was trying to.
From an outsider who missed this match, what do you think about what you'd missed? Are you sad that you didn't watch this live?
I just think one thing I think that kind of annoys me with these matches. I understand it's cool to like promote these young bucks as as being
No pun intended.
no pun intended, as being formidable wrestlers. The only issue is that Cody Rhodes is in a league of his own ahead of all these guys. And when John Cena was doing these U.S. title matches to bring people up, he was doing it against people who were like NXT
future stars.
Like Sami Zayn, Cesaro had won a U.S. title. Just wasn't that these guys had almost been established a little bit. They were almost overlooked more. And that's my point. It's my point. So what I'm just trying to say, this is Max, and I understand, buddy. Yeah, let's show that they know how to wrestle, and we keep doing that. But you got to get to a point where I think it'd be more impactful if Cody Rhodes were to do something along the lines of, I don't know, maybe just make it a match 6 minutes, and he did really well. Give him a couple, and then, but like when somebody actually does step up and actually does, like holy cow, he just went toe to toe with Cody Rhodes. That's why it was a huge deal. Sami Zayn winning toe to toe against John Cena, who's a 16-time champion. It was a huge deal. I think that's all I'm saying with that. I think Cody Rhodes is great with this title. It needs to be on him. I just personally myself just think that he shouldn't necessarily be doing to these. He should be doing this against like Pentagon
or MJF
or
Jungle Boy.
I give even Sean Spears, not against Sonny Kiss, unfortunately, just because Sonny Kiss hasn't been built up yet as a formidable, and they're trying to make Sonny Kiss probably look better for their tag team division with Joey Janela. I don't know. I'm just saying that's just my 2 cents on it. It was a good match from what it seemed like, but.
Yeah,
it's kind of blurring blah for me.
I agree with both you guys.
I just think you're twisting the importance of this. The importance of this is to show these guys who aren't getting all the opportunities that they can be in a championship match, give their all, and make Cody actually work to defend it. And it's not to make Cody look good part of it is to make him look like, oh, he's defending he's the guy.
Not,
but
okay.
it's not this
real wrestling.
This series.
Cody Rhodes should be winning. I don't care. They want legit.
He is winning. He has not lost one of these matches.
Why is he going 20 minutes every single week with these jobbers?
20 minutes. He did not go to the time limit with Sonny Kiss. The Sonny Kiss match was probably 12 minutes.
12 minutes? Why even
Maybe
go
15.
13 minutes? Why even do that?
Because it was a story. It was showing that Cody Rhodes was underestimating him.
The point of going to a match and defending a title.
What are you complaining about?
No, this is because the weeks before. The point of going to a match isn't to have a 20-minute match. It's to go in, win the title, you're done. That's how the UFC is. That's how battle is. You want to just have a match? That's just for fun? That doesn't make sense to me. That's my point.
I didn't say it's for fun. There's a reason. It's to show what these wrestlers can do in a championship.
So why isn't he pinning? So like Cody Rhodes knows he's going to win. He's just being like, okay, I'm going to get these guys a chance to keep kicking me.
Same thing happened to John Cena when John Cena beat.
No, it isn't.
And beat Neville and beat Rusev. And
Neville was an NXT champion.
So,
Sami Zayn, NXT champion.
AEW doesn't have an NXT to get wrestlers from that are former champions.
Then
they are a company that's.
Then why wasn't Shane Thornton getting a shot at those?
Shane Thornton signed.
No, but that's equivalent what these people are. There's people like, oh, really? Wardlow, where's Wardlow? Why isn't he getting a shot? Why isn't Brody Lee getting a shot? Why aren't these big people? Brody Lee's fucking around in some random thing right now. Like that's not even mattering. I love AEW. I'm just being truthful and just how I think that's how you present the title in a better way. Archer's doing nothing right now.
Because these are actually big matches that they fight for. This is that they build towards, the match with Hager. They build to the match with Hager.
I'm glad, and I like that. I like that. That's what I like.
But these weekly defenses are to give opportunities to young people because that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to be a
give me Phoenix, give me Pentagon, give me people who are actually built. These guys, I get it. They're rookies. I think Warhorse.
They can't just
like what?
Orange
Like,
just said
so,
that.
like I kind of agree with that.
Ricky Starks hasn't even shown up on AEW since. He's on AEW Dark.
That was his debut in the company. Like, and he had a decent
I
solid match. That was like an 8 to 10 minute match. That wasn't like he took Ricky Starks to 20, 18 minutes.
I'm not saying Sonny Kiss was a bad opponent, but he was
Yeah.
6-9. Like, I feel like you should give someone who's at least above 500, like, you know what I mean, for a chance at the
It
tournament.
doesn't make sense. Like, Cody knows he's gonna win.
Yeah, everyone knows.
Mark Quinn had no singles competition in his history when he got his championship opportunity.
You think I didn't necessarily wasn't like, oh, okay, I guess, sure. Why doesn't Phoenix get a shot? He's actually somebody who's legit.
Because Phoenix was going to get the first one, and then
I'd rather do Chris Sabian than these guys.
Phoenix was
Sabian's
supposed
actually
to
a
get the
single
first
wrestler.
Can I talk?
Havoc.
Can I talk, Kevin? Phoenix was supposed to be the first defense for Cody, but he was injured, and then he came back in a feud, and it was entered right into a feud with FTR and the Young Bucks, and they teamed Butcher Blade. Like, that's what the story called for with his brother, who's now back from Mexico. Like, once they were both able to come back and Phoenix was back from injury, that's where they went. They can't just – they're doing storylines on top of these matches. So a lot of these weekly matches are to use these guys who aren't necessarily in a huge storyline week to week to give them that opportunity, because since Cody is also – doing these longer storylines with the bigger matches, which is why those bigger matches need to be built up. You don't just throw Brody Lee out there versus Cody for the first time ever on a random Wednesday.
Okay, I get that, but I think what you need to do is have Brody Lee come out after the match and talk crap to him or do something, and like
that's what I think they'll do that
instead of just but we'll see. Moving on.
It's tough because he does have to defend it weekly. I understand that.
I just think your comparison to John Cena against former NXT champions is completely off base, because those NXT champions coming in
I'm just saying that's how you build a title. That's how you build prestige. You don't have it face against a bunch of jobbers who are 1-18.
That's true, but also
it shouldn't be a chance where everyone has a shot.
Cody Rhodes is a long ways away from being John Cena, so.
I agree, guys. All I'm saying is that if you want to build a title, you don't do it by going against a bunch of schmoes. That's 24/7.
I agree with you. I agree with both you guys. You guys both have valid points.
Exactly. It's really difficult. I just
think you're being off base by calling the people he's defending against schmoes. I think that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Some are. Some have been.
Yeah.
You can't.
You can ask any
Jungle
person.
Boy, Mark Quinn.
We're not. Hey,
after him.
Mark Quinn doesn't have anything like any good. They don't really.
Okay,
have a good
but
record.
He's in Private Party, who beat the Young Bucks in their first match on AEW, who have a positive tag team wrestling record in AEW. So, I mean,
but tag team wrestling is different.
They just had a tag team championship match, so I get it. But, like, they're giving these opportunities to guys like who've never had a singles match before for week to week to put on entertaining matches to show what they can do.
Right.
And that's the point of it.
I was giving my opinion. I just think it'd be better.
Both your opinions aren't wrong.
Yeah, Moose has been listening to both of us, and I actually agree with your opinion too. I'm not denying that. I just think that's my 2 cents on it. I'm glad we can be done with it. That's all. Yeah. Hey, TNT title, baby.
Moving on.
Get TNT title. Can't wait for it to be finished.
Versus FTR. What a finish was that was with FTR and Lucha Bros.
Yeah, and I like the fact that it was like something like that. It was different. I like. I don't know. I thought it was cool. I thought it was just not. It didn't need to be cheap.
Cool. I thought it was cool because you could tell like those guys could go for another 20 minutes if they really needed to. And if that move, if he didn't take his mask off, Ray Phoenix is kicking out of that. You know what I mean? So like, I just feel like that was a great spot to end the match, and it kind of adds to their storyline, especially with FTR like being fuck the system and all that shit. So I could see that's like adds to their heel persona. So.
Another standout match for FTR that I don't think they've put on a bad match yet. They were great against Butcher Blade in the first match, great against SCU. The 8-man tag match was my favorite match of all Fyter Fest those 2 weeks. And again, they were fantastic here. And I love that this is a really, really, really good match, great tag team wrestling, and you still felt that they were both holding back from like the real amazing match they're going to have down the line, because they know this is just the start of, these two wrestling against each other. There's so much FTR is going to do in this company. And I thought it was an amazing finish to have Phoenix have I think it was Dax Harwood pull the mask off. It's something that you rarely see spots like this, and it's just so perfect to just remind us that FTR. People love FTR, but they're heels. Like, these are not the good guys. These are guys that are going to do anything to get the job done. And I love that they're reinforcing that, because they had that little thing with Young Bucks, obviously, where they were on the face side of things. This is just to reinforce, like, yeah, this is a heel team as well. You know, they might toe the line in the middle just because they're popular overall with people around the world, but they're going to be heels, and they're going to fucking be good at it.
You know,
sorry, Moose. What were you saying?
It's kind of a different question, but I was just gonna say, do you think heel and babyface wrestling is gonna like come to end someday? Because like what you said, popular teams like FTR and like popular wrestlers that are heels. I mean, they're heels because they're bad boys, but at the same time, everyone loves them and are cheering for them. So I think heel and babyface terms are kind of like, I don't know, they just don't really make sense to me, because at the end of the day, like, you're gonna cheer for who you want to cheer for, no matter who, if they're bad or good. You know what I mean? Like, I just wanted to say that just before we moved on.
I respect where you're coming from. I just think unless you want this to just be UFC, then you're always going to have heels and faces, because that's, you know, the definition of a story. Because like there's not a story without good guys and bad guys. Really, I mean, sometimes the antagonist is just situations, but like in wrestling, you know, the antagonist has to be those heels, really. I mean, obviously, as we move forward and storytelling progresses, I'm sure there'll be a lot more wrestlers that toe the line in between heel and face, like Aleister Black, like FTR is kind of doing, like Hangman Page almost kind of does. Cody almost seems like he's bordering on some heel tendencies, right? At least from those matches last night. So I think there just will be more of that. Those middling characters that can do heel and face stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always going to be the heels like MJF, and there's always going to be the huge faces like, I don't know, Jungle Boy,
Rey Mysterio,
or John Cena, even though he should go heel. But yeah, I don't know. Any thoughts on that, Kevin?
No, you guys pretty much said it all. And I was also going to say too with this is that. Oh, God, I completely forgot my even point I was trying to make after.
I apologize.
I don't even know what happened. What were we even talking about? Tag team division?
FTR and Lucha Bros.
What was I going to say with the FTR? Oh, did you guys hear how they actually got a little bit of backstage gruff for doing this interview with Jim Cornette?
FTR. Sorry, you kind of got. They got.
FTR. So FTR had an interview and they got some heat just with other wrestlers, not
just
with
Jim Cornette's such a fuck.
No, because they shit on the entire company.
Oh,
they were just like and I think but I was listening. I think AEW wanted them to like light a fire under like people's asses. I think they wanted people to get kind of pissed off because they literally were just like, yeah, it makes sense to do what they're doing, but the thing here, Dax, and you hear me out here, Cash. I love how they talk to each other. It's so funny. They're right, Cash. And it just he was discussing something along the lines of just saying like how tag team division is just there's no rules, and he just kind of called out how like they don't even know if they want to stay back there just because some of the guys are kind of just they're more like Cornette than people like, and that's the truth.
Sure, they're just
that, but I also think
they just have like the old school.
Yes, exactly. So they kind of just called out AEW about it, and I think AEW kind of like that too. I think they just need for this tag because they got clearly AEW has the best tag team division in all of wrestling. So how to make it better? Don't let them rest on their laurels. Light a fire on their asses. I don't know. FTR, man, they're main event. Oh my God, they're main guys.
They are. And I was gonna say before we move on, I think we should just talk about the continuation of this Kenny Omega stuff with FTR. It's very interesting because it seemingly looks like they're trying to push
the heel.
Yeah.
Well, obviously a heel, but like they're pushing a feud between Kenny Omega and Page and FTR.
Oh my God!
Also, so
that'll be sick.
Yeah. So like
they're kind of
they're antagonizing Kenny, but like fraternizing with Hangman Page, which makes sense because obviously Hangman Page and Kenny aren't best friends. They're a tag team that are great in the ring, but not best friends. And it makes sense FTR would like cozy up to somebody like Hangman Page, who's drinking at a bar, and while Kenny Omega's out wrestling. A lot of interesting stuff going on. I love the beer, pouring the beer on top of Kenny's head spot at the end of this match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's
man.
funny.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. I want more of a cleaner Kenny Omega, because here's the thing: Kenny Omega is going to be the champ. Kenny Omega is going to be a champ. I think he's going to be the champion going into 2021. I think he's going to win it in 2020, take it from Moxley, and then because I thought maybe Cage and then him, but no, I think it's going to be him. He's going to take it. And I think he's gonna have it for like a year. Like I think that's gonna be the true like he's gonna be like the kind of craze, because he's entertaining. Kenny Omega is entertaining, but he's also, the best thing about Kenny Omega is he can speak for himself in the ring better than anyone else, and that's what AEW is. And
Snapdragon, baby.
I love it. Like when he's intense, man, those matches are just like, I would love to see him main eventing that's the thing is like people are mad at Kenny Omega for they know his potential. They know how well he's been doing in the past. They're mad in the sense it's because he's not doing enough to what we expect from him. We know what he can do. And I think he's just like, you know what? I want to help build people. I want to help, I'm going to get there. You guys are going to get it. You guys wanted this 60-man, we're going to get a 60-minute match, I think, out of Omega in this upcoming next year. That's my prediction. I think we're going to get I think this is about to happen. I've also been reading backstage news as well that, the rest of this year essentially is going to be Omega focused. So what do you guys, anything on that, Max?
Well, yeah, I think we should just
I got to go pee. I'm going to be right back.
With that, we'll just get into the 6-man tag match, which kind of leads right. I think that was really what's next besides.
Yeah, there was a nice match.
I guess there was a Jericho promo.
Which was funny, but.
Yeah. Not the best Jericho promo to me. I thought the orange juice stuff, kind of a funny sight gag, but not the most entertaining stuff. But
Jericho's done way better promos, so
Yeah, but Jericho was great on commentary. He joined commentary for the last hour.
Mm-hmm.
So the 6-man tag match, we have Lucha Express with Marco Stunt, all
you mean Jurassic Express?
Jurassic Express. What did I say? Lucha Express.
That's actually a cool name.
Express. Yeah, Lucha Express. That'd be good too. They are going up against the Elite. The Elite's back together, the trio of Matt, Nick, Jackson, and Kenny Omega.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was a really strong match and really contending with the Lucha Bros and FTR match for match of the night. A lot of great spots here. Just as we'd expect with these wrestlers in the ring together. The only nitpick I have, and I also, I saw this on Twitter a little bit, but I right away I saw is when Kenny Omega went in with Marco Stunt towards the beginning of the match, and was being thrown around and taking the offense of Marco Stunt. I just thought that was ridiculous. He came back and obviously beat up Marco Stunt, but I thought getting these arm drags and having Marco Stunt toss him around just seemed so not what Kenny Omega should be doing. Marco Stunt, he's a fighter, but that was my only nitpick of the match, is Kenny Omega kind of jobbing a little bit at the beginning for Marco Stunt.
And I think that was everyone on Twitter was like that too.
Yeah, but it was only a little spot. But
it's also not that. It's not that deep. It's stupid, but at the same time, it's that's
why I'm saying it was a little nitpick. It didn't really turn my enjoyment of the match. There were so many great spots. Obviously, the huge spot was the Canadian Destroyer to one of the Jacksons, which was absurd.
Mm-hmm.
It was Marco Stunt doing it too, which was nuts. That made sense because he was kind of slingshotting him, but that was just insane. After the spot last night, if it was the same Jackson that took the spot last night or last week, the Canadian Destroyer to the outside, that guy is just getting Canadian destroyed every which way.
Yeah. Dude, I think the best part was after the match, and then we were just talking about Omega.
Yeah,
when he was starting to beat up, who was it, Jungle Boy after?
It was Marco Stunt.
Marco Stunt. When he was beating Marco Stunt up after, and Nick Jackson and Matt Jackson holding him back. I just think, I think there's definitely a heel turn for Kenny Omega in the next few months. I think that's just kind of.
And I don't even know if it's necessarily a heel turn. I think it's just more of a persona shift.
Yeah, he's I'm the badass,
he's more of a Bullet Club-esque, cleaner type, because Kenny Omega, again, we were just talking about, he's gonna get the cheers. This is what we want. You know what's going to get the cheers out of people and not bitching and complaining online? You give them the cleaner.
That, and it's going to book seats if there's live crowds, and it's going to book pay-per-views. So he's just the money. He's just the money draw.
He is, man.
The split with Paige into their singles match will be big, and I think
I love the way.
Yeah, I loved it. I think that Kenny's spot after this match was great. Kind of starting to beat up Marco Stunt when he was just laying down dead after the One-Winged Angel. I think the right thing to do is to have Hangman Page and Kenny Omega lose the Tag Team Championships. I think in maybe the end of July or first week in August to FTR. I think you push FTR straight to the championship because then you're setting. Then this. And you have
Young Bucks versus FTR.
Yeah, so then you have a setup match FTR versus Young Bucks maybe for All Out, which is end of August, beginning of September. I don't know exact date yet.
What about this triple threat match? Lucha Bros, FTR, and
you might do that. You might do that at first to save Young Bucks FTR first, like one-on-one match for a live crowd. That's the only thing that's tough, but that also sets up the very possible Hangman Page versus Kenny Omega singles match at All Out, which is a gigantic match. And I know All Out's gonna be huge, and I think that they need marquee matches like that. But I don't know what Chris Jericho is gonna do, but
Orange Cassidy.
I don't know if then maybe they extend that out. Maybe they give Mike Tyson for All Out. I mean, who the hell knows? But I think that's a big, big possibility for All Out. I mean, that's if I'm booking it, I'm looking at something like that. But who knows what they're actually gonna have in store?
Before we move on to a different match, I just want to kind of call Vincent Kennedy McMahon right now. You need to take notice of this tag team division that's going on right now.
Listen up, Vince. Moose is calling you out.
This AEW tag team division is unreal, and you guys in the WWE, you guys have so much talent that can be put into tag teams and talented tag teams that you're just putting on the back burner for God knows why. And I just think you just need to look at what AEW is producing, and New Day can do this. The Usos, when the Usos become healthy again, they can do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I was thinking about this last night, and it kind of prevented me from getting sleep because I was just like, dude, WWE has a ton of tag team talent. They just don't use.
Yeah, man. So. Yeah, Vince, we know you're fucking watching. Okay,
yeah.
We know you're watching this.
Vince Russo is, and you can tell him.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I agree with you, Moose. Completely agree with you. But you know what? That's going to be the advantage of AEW. That's going to be WWE's detriment. It's whatever.
And WWE selling to Saudi Arabia, there's talks that he might sell the product to Saudi Arabia.
Okay, well that's just scam bullshit from some nobody. But can I also just point out this too, is that you ask anybody, Vince McMahon is no longer the person he was during the 90s. That 90s Vince McMahon would not agree with.
That fires no more.
That is, McMahon's just a know-it-all now. He's a guy who knows that he's trying to be pushed out of a position of power that he doesn't want to. He's held forever, and that's a high. That's you see it in Donald Trump. You see it when you're that powerful for that long, you don't want to give it up. So it's what it is.
With only 10 minutes left, I think we should probably get into the main event.
Brian Cage.
With the time we have.
Time. Yeah. 10 minutes.
I mean, Nightmare Sisters tag match, not much to say. They gotta win.
It's more of an AEW dark.
Excuse me. Yeah, Vicky Guerrero is now managing Nyla Rose. Interesting. Vicky Guerrero, great at being a heel, is very annoying, but probably good for Nyla Rose to build up a heel. So that's about all I have to say. It's also interesting to see where it goes forward. So this main event, Brian Cage challenging Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship. Singles match. Obviously been built up for weeks, being delayed just due to Jon Moxley's quarantine. He was fine. He was able to do the match, so that was great news. Interesting layout of this match. That really was pointed out to me. It seemed like it was almost a submission style match more than a power or a fast paced match, which was very interesting, but I thought it was pretty good overall.
For Moxley,
not for Cage.
Cage-
All Cage did was power moves.
Yeah, he
that's
threw him through
true.
the railings like twice, suplexed him through the railings.
Yeah.
I guess I think I just was expecting more than just power moves from Cage, honestly.
Well,
'Cause I
you
know
gotta
he can do so
expect
much
that
more.
that promo before that he pretty much
What?
exactly said. Moxley exactly said in the promo before that he's gonna break his arm.
Yeah.
And I like that
that's-
psychology from Moxley. I did.
That's the
Because
only way
that's
he knew
still
he could beat him.
Yeah, that's the only way you can beat this guy down is by using a surgery. And, I think Cage doesn't need to be – what do you mean? What, do you want him to be doing submissions?
No, that's not what I meant.
He wanted Moxley to do more of like.
I guess I
stuff.
just wanted their bigger match than this, but I think that
Yes.
it was still good overall. I just think they could also have a way better match given better circumstances, maybe. So there was really only that. It wasn't that this was bad.
I mean, I want a rematch. I'd watch.
Yeah.
I want them to.
I would
face
definitely
each
watch
other.
You guys
rematch.
might not agree with this, but I don't know if Brian Cage is ready to be the main guy to have the championship. I think.
I don't think Tony Khan. I think Tony Khan agrees as well.
I think you need to have. I think you need to have him go. I think you need to have him beat Cody for the TNT title and let him have experience with title defenses before he moves on to the actual AEW championship.
He's defending his FTW title.
Yeah, on Dark.
Yeah, on Dark. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. You're right.
I just don't really like see people backing him as the AEW champion. I mean, he's a big dude and everything, but like, I just don't really. There's just something about him that just doesn't give me that marquee guy like John Moxley, Brody Lee, Cody Rhodes. You know what I'm saying?
I think Brody Lee.
So I think he needs to beat Cody Rhodes and then get his title defense.
I know.
Up.
Brody Lee really has. We're all talking about Brody Lee today, and our passion.
It wasn't even on the show. It wasn't even on the show last night.
And at the beginning of this shit, I was only bitching and complaining about how I'm like he's overrated.
I know. I love that my wrestlers always prove to be the best. Brody Lee and FTR. Sean Spears, he's not as my favorite as the others.
Nia Rose.
But do you guys agree with that though? Like, do you think?
No, I think that you're right. I think it was definitely too soon to take it off Moxley and too soon to give it to Brian Cage. It was just also too soon. This is what the genius of AEW is. They can do things like this where it was too soon to really give Brian Cage a pin or submission loss. So having the towel thrown by Taz, at first I'm so not used to some of these types of finishes that I was like kind of thrown off, like really. But looking back, like I think that was a really smart thing to do because, it shows Taz two things. It shows that Taz knew that this guy was going to get injured, obviously injured if he kept going. So he needed to have Brian Cage stop the match so that Brian Cage doesn't get injured and have to sit out for 5 months, while also saving Brian Cage from having to take a submission loss or pin or anything like that this early in his career. I think that was just a brilliant thing to do overall.
I think, and then having Darby Allin come out at the end was really good. I think that's going to solidify a feud between him and Brian Cage. I think they're going to have more matches down the line. I think that's going to be the direction AEW is going with instead of giving Cage the TNT title. But
maybe they'll do that down the road, but I think Cody still needs to hold it. Yeah. Cody said it for a month and a half. Like he still needs to hold it for a little bit.
Yeah. Cage is still a young little baby. He's new to television. Not many people know who this. What was nice is that he was pushed as a potential champion at first. Only reason we're acting this way is because we're smarks. We're people who read online. If you're looking at somebody who isn't used to, is a new fan to wrestling maybe, and just is like AEW, and then they get Brian Cage on TV, they're like, this does nothing to them. They're like, all right, Brian Cage, main eventer, moving on to Darby Allin. I can't believe that's happening. Like, it's something like that. So
it was a great moment. I thought Darby coming back.
I think sometimes I think a lot of people just get I just get too nervous thinking like this is WWE. You know what? I did bitch about how Archer isn't on TV as much, which is fine. That's part of it's like a storyline too. Brody Lee is at least part of a story. It's just not what we like as much. It's whatever, but I think I would like a feud with Darby Allin, with Brian Cage. I think that'd be cool.
Reminds me of like that 80s wrestler. He's like a big, huge dude that's just like beat up people, But
he's young, dude. He still has Taz as a mouthpiece.
I'm just anxious if he can do 30 to 30-minute matches, 25, 30-minute matches.
He can, dude.
He definitely can.
Yeah.
You could tell last night he was looking a little tired. At least I could
I
tell.
noticed
don't
that
know.
too. I thought so as well. But
He
that's
looked
maybe
like
just
that.
He's
maybe they
36.
maybe they scripted that match out just too long. Well, you got to think, man. I mean, he's young for the eyes of TV. We haven't seen him
Yeah.
on TV
Yeah.
other than Lucha Underground and Impact. If you watch Impact,
Yeah.
Obviously, this is the biggest stage he's ever been on television. So
yes.
Know who I thought it was going to be last night? I knew it wasn't going to be when the lights went out, but I was thinking about this last night. Dude, Ricochet needs to get out of his contract WB and go to AEW. They would respect him so much more because Ricochet literally, past 3 weeks, he was getting jobbed by Bobby Lashley, and that just pisses me off. Like, it just makes me not want to watch Raw because it's like Ricochet has so much talent, and he's just getting beat his ass beat by Bobby Lashley week in and week out. Like, I think he just needs to be more respected.
Mustafa, I love that take.
I love that take too. I love it too. I hate it. I think WWE. I don't think Vince is this dumb. I don't think he's this dumb to really look.
Like, what's he doing?
He's the most athletic guy I've ever seen in any wrestling company in my entire life.
Seriously, he is.
He's your next Rey Mysterio.
He literally does things that I still have not seen anybody else in the world do. Like, to this day, like, he's the only one.
I loved it when he defended the U.S. titles. I thought that was awesome. Vince, don't be a dumbass. Do not F this up. And you know what? If he is effing this up, I hope Ricochet signed a 3-year contract and he's out soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard any news of him when he re-signed, if he did. So there's still a chance maybe his contract's up in the next year. So,
Vince might just get tired of him, release him on his own, hopefully.
Which would be so insane.
Yeah.
But, Vince is Vince. So what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? All right, everybody. Well, that's the end of this show. We've only got less than a minute here on this restrained Zoom channel between us. But, boys, I thought this was a really good episode. Everybody, like and subscribe to this video. Check it out. Share it. We're back on Twitter. We are now J3Jobbers Pod. That at J3Jobbers Pod on Twitter. Max, where can they find you?
Absolutely. I'm Max_Zwak.
Perfect. Moose, what about you?
I'm Abdallah20.
All right, everybody. Thank you. Follow, like, and subscribe to everything here. We love you guys. Appreciate everything. We're back, baby. And AEW was one hell of a show. See you guys later. Love you. Peace.
Peace.